John Blake presents 9/11, The Conspiracy Theories, written by David Gardner and read by Kris Dyer. Introduction. Even at a time when news is flashed around the world in moments, there are few events that stop us in our tracks. If people once remembered where they were when JFK was assassinated, then 9/11 engraved itself into the consciousness of later generations so indelibly that the simple date is enough to elicit the same deep sense of shock and outrage we felt so strongly 20 years ago. We remember the burning towers, bodies falling like rag dolls from the sky, the immense buildings, those monuments to America's pride, collapsing into rubble. We saw what happened on the 11th of September 2001. Some were there and lived to tell the tale. We all watched it on television. But why did it happen? And how? These are questions that have still not been answered satisfactorily all these years later. Like many people, I have visited One World Trade Center, the $25 billion complex that sits uncomfortably on the site of the Twin Towers in downtown Manhattan, as a cross between a bustling tourist destination and a solemn memorial. What remains of the rubble is scrubbed and on display in a museum filled with photographs that reflect the fading snapshots in our minds. We can read how history remembers that terrible morning. But if you were to ask the survivors, or indeed the families of the nearly 3,000 people who died, if they know what led to the attacks, I can guarantee you that most of them would not be able to tell you the full story. The US government will certainly not tell you. This explains why so many conspiracy theories have sprung up attempting to explain the events leading up to 9/11. There are rabbit holes here that are certain to infuriate most right-minded people, let alone those who lost their loved ones. When a president of the United States publicly doubts the election results of the world's defining democracy, and when people can seriously question whether an atrocity on the scale of the Sandy Hook school shootings that left 20 children dead even happened at all, then it is little wonder that people bristle at the term conspiracy theory. There are certainly people who promote preposterous ideas for their own nefarious or deluded ends about everything from the Holocaust to the moon landings. But history is also littered with brave souls who dared to stand up and speak out, sometimes at great danger to themselves. Indeed, what do you call a conspiracy theory that proves to be correct? I guess you'd call that the truth. Some of the so-called conspiracy theories stemming from 9/11 are not just the lunatic ramblings of the fantasist fringe. Some are serious issues raised by serious people. The idea that the Twin Towers were felled not by the fires from the planes, but by controlled demolitions from explosives planted in advance, may sound far-fetched, but a group comprising literally thousands of architects and engineers points to a detailed scientific evidence supporting exactly that idea. Similarly, it really does not make sense that the American military, the most powerful and advanced in the world, did not manage to get a jet fighter within miles of the doomed airliners in the 1 hour and 17 minutes from when American Airlines Flight 11 first hit the North Tower of the World Trade Center, to United Airlines Flight 93's crash landing in the fields of Shanksville, Pennsylvania. In these pages, however, you will see the minute-to-minute chaos that left America's skies disastrously vulnerable as the terrorists closed on their targets. Human error is an ever-present reminder of our fallibility, but deception and self-interest have always been close to the surface in
Sample complete. Ready to continue?